As you are looking down at this document, sitting on my desk, you will realize that it was given to the borough April the 19th, 2021. It was to find out several things, and I think you can read what is on there. QuickBooks, the solicitor's bills, and QuickBooks detailed balance sheet and profit and loss statement. Now, when we flip it over, you will see that when they responded to this issue of a right-to-know request given to the agency by a standard right-to-know form. This is a standard right-to-know request form to see documents. Now, look closely at the date on this is when they responded to this. Now, there was an appeal filed with the Office of Open Records in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It went on since it was supposed to be filed on the 10th, but your requester filed too early, a few days too early. And they dismissed my appeal, but the borough did respond on July the 5th, 2021. And you'll notice in this first one that they are denying because on the basis that the documents requested do not exist. And that is strange because Miss Noelle Morrissey would always supply the QuickBooks records faithfully and without any complaint. And she would serve them to me, and I was looking for the final bill from the solicitor. And according to the agency open records officer, there is no final invoice from the solicitor who resigned. And you'll see this was the second request on the 19th and May 3rd. And I from May 3rd, I put 5 days, so I sent it in on the 8th, and the open records officer dismissed the case, saying that the agency had until the 10th to respond, and they never responded to either request until, as you can see here, sorry, I had that stapled. As you can see, they responded finally on July 5th, 2021. And they say in this letter to me, in their response that was handed to me in the Coalport Borough Council meeting of July the 5th. And they are going to deny me because they said it doesn't exist. Then I sent another one in June the 6th, 2021. And I'm requesting to see the borough minute books and the borough resolution book and financial records. And because I wasn't definitive on the financial records, they denied me that request. And then the QuickBooks, again, was denied either the detailed profit and loss or the detailed balance sheet. Neither one was permitted. So they did respond, and when they responded, they responded on July 5th. Remember, this one was served to the borough the 6th of June. They responded. They only have 5 days, 5 business days to respond. And they did not respond until July the 5th, 2021. And in this, they state that that item 4 and 5 do not exist. That's in regard, they cannot find these documents, and they say they don't exist. However, they are going to let me see the first and second request. And if you go back to the request was to see the minute book and to see the resolution book. And an appointment was granted on July the 12th to go and see these. And the agency open records officer had the books on the chamber table, and they were ready to be reviewed. It didn't take very long for me to photograph all that was in the documentation. I will tell you this. According to the resolution book, there is no resolution for the president. There is no resolution for the borough secretary, treasurer, secretary, open records officer. There's no resolutions in the resolution book. But for a resolution to be authenticated, it has to be in the book. If it's not in there, the positions are not a matter of record. There's never been even if you go back and look at the minutes or look at the videos, there was never a resolution offered for the positions of president, secretary, treasurer, even the bookkeeper that they have hired. Now they did in the last meeting that you're going to see, they did a resolution for the purpose of hiring an independent auditor. So on July the 12th, your right-to-know requester was privileged to see the minute book and the resolution book. And there is missing items in each one of those. They have not been placed in official records. And some of the blame was on the mayor that she hasn't finished. However, she was incapacitated for several days in the hospital, and so we have to forgive her for that. But the secretary is responsible to have all these records inputted into the document books if they're not in there. And there is a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Borough Code regulation that they have to be in a locking binding book with consecutive pages. And when I show you what I was able to photograph of the meeting on July the 12th, you're going to see several things that are errors and omissions. And one of the things that in Title 65 specifically says that there has to be an accountability of how each person voted. So in some of the resolutions you'll see, and I'll have them prepared here after this presentation, to show you that they're not seals on the pages. Every page has to be sealed with the borough seal. It's a crimping and embossing tool. And also who voted and how they voted, yes or no. You'll see just check marks. It doesn't indicate whether they voted in the affirmative or the negative. And that's part of the record that's supposed to be kept by the secretary. That's by law. And you will either look at Title 65 or Title 8, which is the Borough Code. And it's both in those different statutory framework, the Title 65 and Title 8. Both explain the procedure that is lawful for keeping records of the borough in a duly, and that means the proper way that a document should be put in the document. If it's not there, it's not in force, and it's not a lawful action. So there needs to be some vote of council for corrections. And at this point, I can officially say, after reviewing the resolution book, that there is no president for Coalport Borough by statute. There is no secretary by statute. There's no treasurer by statute. There's no solicitor. There is by statute, whatever the borough council votes on, those are lawful actions that they do for the good of the borough. And so the record keeping is not up to date. And there has been a lot of allegations against Miss Noel Morrissey. But if you go back in the records and see, she properly did all the documents, and she did a great job. And for all the things that she had to do, she kept up with it all. And I think the borough could be very proud of what she did. And even though we all make mistakes, but she had a genuine effort in doing a good job, and we really appreciate what Noel Morrissey did. Thank you for the opportunity to show you that the right to know law was abused in the opinion of this requester, that they denied lawful documents and the privilege to see them. I would say that today at July the 12th at 11 o'clock, the agency open records officer was gracious, kind, had all the documents that she said she would show on the table, and they revealed omissions and errors. Thank you, and enjoy the presentation of the video for February the 5th.
I couldn't imagine going back
Maybe
to
like
school.
4 hours a week.
For you.
One day. Persistence.
Saturday evenings.
Yeah.
Give us some
Sunday morning.
serious thought. You did already, huh? No, seriously.
We can talk about later. I know that's on, so I'm not going to tell you what I think about that. Okay?
No, it's not on until 7 o'clock.
It's probably on though. Is it on, Jerry? It's on.
Yeah,
You're right,
when I see the picture when I get in.
Yeah.
I cut it off though at 7.
Yeah, right. It shouldn't be on.
No,
Right.
Then you don't have to cut it off.
I write it down every time, so.
That's on it.
We've got more bids. I'm just going to BS here, not start the meeting. And we're going to make a bidders list. So the next time we do a project, we'll have a list of people we can automatically send stuff to. Just be a little more efficient.
Okay,
And there's I've learned some stuff here. Some people, Lewis was going to bid, but he cannot bid on projects where there's milling. So, but we'll send him one anyway, and that'll be his choice whether he wants to submit a bid. But I thought I had 6 bids, and that would have been 7. I don't think we sent more than 10 out.
And I went to the post office today.
Is there any more?
No, it wasn't open.
It was close.
Oh, all right.
Very soon, Marcia tried to mail a letter today.
Well, see.
Yeah, she's,
I put letters out for the mailman too. I didn't even think
Well,
about
she
it.
just retired from the post office.
Oh, okay.
as well.
I see.
If she's forgot, then
All
you're
right.
okay.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
So they're going to leave there till morning. I said,
yeah, you got to do what you got to do, right?
I'll school on.
I haven't started.
Oh. Well, then you could be the code enforcement officer for
Right
a
up to
while.
August 1st.
I knew what I was.
I'm just giving you a rough time, Calvin.
You know, it would be all right if you had something here. We've talked about code, but for me to walk around and talk, the only time you get complaints is when somebody else is crying. And it's people that never come to meetings, never show up to help do anything.
But there are legitimate issues that nobody would have to call that we could find on our own and say, hey, man, can you clean this up? You were pretty good at it because you didn't go around like a tough guy.
Well, no, it's just a matter of calling a person and say, hey, buddy, this
Yeah,
is what
right.
we need. Can you help me out?
Yes.
And some of it got done.
That's why I said you're a good person
I mean-
because you have the right personality. You
Right
don't muscle up on people.
Right temper.
How do you know he didn't? Were you with him when he knocked on
Yeah,
doors?
I did hear he was.
I trust him.
There-
I'm
Yeah.
always too
I
selfish.
won't say what I heard.
There's no you need to yell, you know.
I know,
My,
right.
my whole part about even taking that thing out is the petty complaint because I'm not tolerable to that at all.
Right. Now, I'm
I
just
was not going
looking
to tell
at the.
somebody you're wasting my time as I would. To,
I'm just looking at somebody going out on the legitimate issues, and we can find plenty of them.
Oh, definitely there's things, but
Yeah.
again, I mean, we ran into it just like before with the Adams building, and I know you guys are working on taking care of that. But originally, it was I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for the taxes. So you
Right.
have, what do you do?
Some things there's nothing you can do, but others like the garbage piling up and some of the
Right,
junk
just
cars,
asking.
you can do
Yeah.
something about those things.
Yeah, the mess you have. I mean, and
But you-
look
that's
at now.
part of
I don't
it,
care
too.
about the camera being on, but I haven't figured out yet why somebody hasn't hooked tobacco up to a trailer and put it out wherever it belongs.
This and back here you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that is.
How long has it been there?
About a month or
Mine?
so.
No, it's been longer than a month.
Longer than that.
It's been a couple months.
All
Goodness
right.
gracious.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I'd
needs,
call the-
that
I'd call
thing
the-
needs to go. We need to do something.
We should call the law for one.
Yeah,
Get it out of there.
Yeah,
Put it in a junkyard or something. You want it? You take those things, don't you?
I'd have to have a release.
What kind of release? It's on our property. We'll give you a release.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a general release form that
Yeah, you
people
bring
sign.
that up. Who? I know who it belongs to.
Right, but it'll be up to them to pay Jerry to get it back. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Or they lose it. They know it's there. They're well aware that it's there.
well,
I
it
saw them
needs
looking
to
at
go.
it.
It just needs to go. It's
Right.
on borough property.
That's my feeling
and
too.
there's no permission. It's illegally parked.
Right, right. Just move it on. You know that
Yeah.
firsthand.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah.
the-
You know, I had said about hooking it up to the backhoe and taking it right up there to that lot and dropping it off, and then they told me you were cleaning that up. And I
Yeah,
thought,
that's all
there's no
cleaned up.
sense giving
Yeah.
you something else to
Yeah.
clean up.
Yeah, that's all. That's looking pretty good up there, actually. And we have
You know.
DEP looking at the other one and the what is it called? County whatever rehabilitation program. So there's some eyes on that to get that cleaned up. It's a hazardous site up there now.
Yeah, and I had talked to the mayor even today, and I know she's not feeling well, but I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth yet, but I'll help her out by talking to people if that's what she wants. But as far as putting a name to it, I don't want that.
Well, that's all I would ask. That's if you help her out. She's concerned for her safety.
Oh yeah, she shouldn't be going after nobody,
Right,
but
right.
We could probably work on this like we did before.
Yes. What you did before, it worked. I thought
Could
you
you
were kind of making
Point him
progress.
to the mayor's assistant.
You're not appointing me. You didn't understand what I just said.
Yeah.
Help her out, but
He's going to school.
We talked
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Calvin doesn't want no title. Calvin doesn't live in the borough anymore.
Well,
Obviously, we can tell that there's only certain people that live in the borough that give the right blood anyway.
yeah.
Okay? And
John,
I'll
you have to
talk to
Calvin to
Natalie a
sign.
little bit and see what some of her problem childs are. Maybe we can make some
Steve
one-on-ones.
Working
Need
inside.
your signature?
I pounded that.
Oh,
I do drink
those
some.
streets.
Yeah, really looking good.
Nice.
On the email.
We get it a little.
Who's this team?
For the ones that's been helping out. with
And
the
the
mowing
traffic.
stuff they're doing.
I'm going to go through every one of these bids. Do you want to write them down or just get them all later from me?
We'll get them later from you.
Okay.
The way it's fast as you talk, there's no way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not staying for the meeting. I just want to throw in. Our church filed a petition to intervene with the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board in time for within a 30-day allotment for the liquor transfer license. So we'll see what happens.
What's it called?
Oh, it's a petition to intervene. Yeah, there's two types. Protest and
Do you have a lawyer?
no. It was just something we typed in and
Yeah,
and
I
we
have
did it
a feeling
online.
you're probably late, but I wouldn't know that.
Well, no, they gave us 30 days
Okay.
according to their public notice.
Okay.
So they give you 30 days to either put protest or do a petition to intervene. So I appealed to the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board directly, and stating our case. And I didn't go into all the legality aspects that the borough did. I think the paper did the borough a disservice. They basically said the borough did nothing and didn't provide any information, but you guys did. I saw the information, but anyway. When Judge Ammerman said, I didn't get information, you know, whatever. It sounded like, in Judge Ammerman's opinion, that he thought the borough dropped the ball. But you guys, I think, did your homework and provided a lot of good information. So,
Well, in my opinion, the resolution that you had to defend was indefensible.
yeah.
I read that.
Yeah.
So that was carelessness on the board's part. Should have had a lawyer help draft that resolution. You can't just make allegations. You have to prove things. For example, whenever you say you cannot sell gasoline at the same place you sell beer, try to defend that one.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It was point after point was like that. In my opinion, it was money thrown away. I don't know how much the borough spent on that because we don't have the records right yet to prove any of that.
Sure.
That's in the
But it was-
statute. Then.
Yeah.
You're not
Well,
allowed
you got
to sell.
proof all over it's happening. Yeah, you see it everywhere. So when you put stuff like that in a resolution, you limit yourself. You just create problems. That resolution should have been very narrow and just said it's within 300 feet of a church.
Absolutely.
You go down with a ruler and you measure from front door to theirs. You say it's 212 feet. You've got to give them facts, not
did.
speculation. And that's what happened here.
Yeah. So we measured building to building, 64 feet, 3 inches. So
Yeah, that's for some reason that didn't make the proper format to suit the judge. It was not in the proper evidence.
Yeah. So
It was in there.
Well, if it was, he
He
would.
admitted it was in there.
Well,
In his opinion.
well,
And then he said it wasn't.
he's the judge, and he had no axe to grind with anybody. The other thing that you can't do, this board, whenever that meeting occurred, you can't say, Paul, we like you. We're going to allow you to sell beer. Reverend, we don't like you so much. You can't.
Right.
You can't do that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it was just, and then they were late. They had 45 days. They sat on their hands. On that 45th day, Minute Mart ran right down to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Now, the judge allowed some leeway there.
Sure.
I would have given up, but based on the resolution, there was stuff about floodplains. There was stuff of just all kind of wacky stuff in there that was just, even if you say it corrupts the morals or creates crime or something, you have to prove that.
Yeah.
Which means you would have to go to another locality and say, before we put this business in here, the crime rate was this level, you put it in, the crime rate increased. They didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you sign it?
So in my opinion, if it was 5,000 or whatever it was
Right.
wasted money in my opinion.
So we didn't spend any money on it. You know, we just
Yeah, you guys did,
appealed
but,
to
but
them,
the
so-
board spent taxpayer
Yeah.
dollars
Oh, I
on
know.
that
I
was
know.
not well spent.
Yeah. So
In my
Anyway,
opinion, it
I just
wasn't
want to
well
kind of give you
spent.
an update.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
trying to
where
give
we're
you a
at,
rough
so.
time, but I happened to
no,
look
I
at that
totally
and I
understand.
read that
Yeah.
resolution and I said, this looks like a fifth grader wrote it or something. It's terrible.
Yeah. Anyway,
So anyway, I just covered something I don't need to cover now.
7 o'clock.
yes. So I'm out here. Oh,
Shall we call to order? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all got the minutes, right? You had a chance to read them. There were 2 sets of minutes. You all had a chance to make corrections and everything. You got all that. All right. I need a motion to approve? Can we do them both at one time, or you want to do them one at a time? One's June 7th, the other's June 21st. Let's just hit them both. Need a motion.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from June 7th and also from June 21st.
Need a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, now we have the fun part here. We get to open all these bids. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Let me see here. I can see who this is from. Forgive me, I'm not. All right, this is from Quaker Sales Corporation. $70,228.60.
You said it was for half a block.
No, this is for about, what did we say, 1,200 feet or something like that? Is that what we measured? All right, the next one is from HRI. It is $53,898. Came down quite a bit.
And that covers how much, may I ask?
Yeah, that would be Wood Street, 170 feet of Wood Street, 226 feet of Spruce Street, 835 feet of Union Street. I don't know how many feet that is. That's 10, 11, 1,200 feet or something all total.
Thank you.
All right, so now we are on Bowman Excavation. That is $52,954. And all this information, by the way, I'm going to get off a little tangent, I want to send to everybody, and I'll have some more to say about that coming up. Where am I at here? Forgive me. It's a little disorganized. All right, this one is from Granis Brothers, and it is for $51,959.30. That's 4, 2 to go. Okay, and here we are in New Enterprises, and that is $49,247.95. And this one here is from who? Glenn O. Hawbaker. And this one is $48,745, and they are the low bidder.
Well, that's real close.
Yeah, so I'm couldn't be more pleased. So I need a motion to accept Glenn O. Hawbaker's offer.
I'll make the motion to accept Glenn O. Hallbaker's
Bid, yeah. Do I have a second? Second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You're opposed?
Yeah, I just I wanted HRI, but that's all right. I mean, you going with the lowest bid? That's fine.
That's what we're to do.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And that is it. Was that 6 of them? Did I hit?
Yes.
You know, 'cause I had 6 there. All right. Again, I'm pleasantly surprised here. And
Any chance we can get like any references off of any small communities that had Hallbaker
Yeah,
do some work for them?
I'll give you an
somebody take
HRI
Did
reference.
you take my minutes
Yes.
by the chip?
No, I didn't.
I'll give you an
did
HRI
not?
reference.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can give you some.
Do you need minutes?
Do you want mine?
Not minutes. I need my
Oh, they
agenda.
did the streetscape.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I'm these.
I'm just writing
Yeah,
these
that's
down.
right.
That's all right.
Oh, okay.
Doing some terrible
What's that?
concrete. Thing about HRI.
Oh yeah,
on
concrete. This is
yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
machines that do this. So,
Mhm.
Mike, you probably know more about this than
Hallbaker.
any of us.
Probably
Should we
know
be
people.
concerned about any of these bidders doing?
I never really worked for any of them, so I can't say. You know what I mean?
But they do. I think like
They do a lot of
Hallbaker
work. They all
and
do a lot of work.
HRI.
Well, that's what I figured.
They all have it throughout the state.
PennDot gave us these names, so PennDot apparently is pleased with all of them.
It's
That's why I got
amazing
those
how
on
much
list.
higher Quaker was than they're $20,000 more.
Yeah.
than-
Yes, that was the one that we did
They
use
the
the
one in
last time.
Carrolltown or
But-
Northern Cambria or somewhere up there.
Don't lose these things because I need them, and there's probably a contract here that I'm going to have to sign. So where is the?
I'm just.
You
writing
have
some.
Hawbaker there?
I just.
Or whatever. It's called. I do not want to lose that for
Nope.
sure. And what I want to do is I want to put together a list, a bidders list, so we will have that. And here I need somebody's opinion. I could just, maybe somebody in this room knows what I should do here. Everybody that put in a bid wants to know what the bids were. So I'm going to send them that. So do I just send them a number? Diane, I always defer to you when in doubt.
I'm sorry, I really don't know.
I-
I've not been on that end of it.
Mike, how about, would you
Yes,
take a
well,
look at this? Somebody, what they
you
did
want
is they
more
break
information?
this down into, now, Sean Agosti gave them this table, and it has 7 different things
Why
that
don't
they
you
bid on.
just copy each
Well,
of their
that's
bids?
what I'm saying.
Or just put it on.
What if I just sent them this whole page? Copy this, send everybody
Does it
this.
have that information?
I don't know. Do you want me
It
to
has
pass on?
everybody's bid on say,
Hey,
milling,
Paul,
millings, paving.
Before you do that, honestly, sorry.
No, I'm glad to hear from you.
I would call Randy. I don't think they're entitled to know
Right.
what the other bids are. That's why it's a sealed bid.
Oh, no, they
Or
are
what-
entitled.
No,
No,
they're
no,
Why
no,
don't you
this
They're
is
just
entitled to
public
know how much, but
information.
not from who.
Public.
Yes, they're entitled to know from who. Yes, and
Yes.
there's another organization, I forget who they are. They've been calling me regularly, and they ask me, now, once this is opened, it's public information.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, am I just going to give these people a bid, just a blank number, or am I going to show them the breakdown that each company, including them?
I don't
I
know
think
if
the
you have to
matrix
do
is
that.
good.
You,
I'll
call-
you can give them
I'll
the
call
bids,
Sean in
the,
the
the,
morning.
the numbers.
Well, we're going to
and
have
then
to
if
call
they
Sean
request-
anyway.
Yeah.
They want to see what
Yeah,
it's,
because they can write
everybody's
to know
doing,
Yeah,
how
they
much
can-
they're charging.
Yeah.
really want
Well,
it.
they all have
Yeah.
to do the same thing.
So,
They'd have to
I would
request
send them, this is where they break the bidding down. That's what I would
Let me
that's
talk
over
to
me.
Sean tomorrow.
All right, now we're going to ask you here in a little bit. I want to get through the agenda, the bidding and motion stuff here, and then I'm going to come
Go
back
ahead,
to
then we'll
you.
come back. Let me call Sean and see what he recommends we do.
All right, so
with that.
we're also going to, since we're pleasantly surprised here, and we've got some money that we had to put in from general revenue, pay back to liquid fuels, we want to do more paving. Particularly the price seems to be right. There's lots of bidders, and we have the money, which is rare. But let me move on here just to get through this. I need a motion to amend Ordinance 194 to appoint an independent auditor. And this is just formalizing what we've been doing since 2012, but it never made it into Ordinance 194, and it should be there. So I need a motion to do that.
To amend which one,
It's,
194?
yeah, that's all of that's the codified ordinances,
All right.
and we'll simply put in there that we're using an independent auditor.
All right,
It
I'll
just-
make that motion to amend ordinance 194 and to appoint an independent auditor.
Okay, need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed?
That was advertised, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
thank you.
that's why we waited till this meeting, because we got it in too late for the previous meeting.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to skip your vacuum cleaner one here just momentarily.
Who
I'm
seconded
going to
that?
come back to you. What's that? Okay, Sean, all right. We have a chance to get an AARP employee that will be paid for by AARP. They call it A4TD something or other. I don't know what they're called now. But anyway, it'll cost us nothing. And we used to have them here. We used to have Ralph, if some of you remember Ralph, and I can't remember anybody else. And we shared them with with the museum and with the library. So we can get somebody free. Pat, most of you met Pat. She'll do it. She's offered to do up to 6 hours at this point, and if things go well, it's free. Cost us nothing. She can. One of the things I'd like to do here with her time is make sure we have regular hours. Our hours right now are irregular. It'd be nice to run this just like a business where people know you're open between this hour and that hour.
Right.
So that'd be one of the things that I would try to do.
I know every other borough does it.
Yes,
I mean-
we need to get move in that direction where this looks more like a business.
Sure.
All right. So I need anybody have any problems? You need any more information on that? It starts out again. I think most of you met Pat. She's done volunteer work, helped us out here. She does some typing for Mary Sue, types some stuff up for me. If you need more discussion on it, if you aren't comfortable, we can take it up at another time. Anyway, I need a motion to hire an AARP employee.
I'll make a motion to hire
Mo-
the ARP.
Do we need any more discussion? You guys all right with this? You got it?
I'm okay.
I need a second then.
I second that.
You second it? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. All right, now we're going to get down to, we'll hit your vacuum cleaner. Apparently you want a good vacuum cleaner. How much is
Well,
good? Yeah,
if you
gotta
pay
tell me.
$45 for one and you use it
Right.
in this entire building, it lasts about 6 months.
Okay, so do you have anything in mind?
No.
How do you, all right, we can
Just
make
something that works.
How much should we put toward a vacuum cleaner? I have no idea. I don't want to leave it too. Or you want to put $200?
So you can get a good one for one something.
I was going to
See,
say,
under
I would
two
put
should be
200.
fine.
So should we say a limit of 2 if we do that, no more than 2? All right, need a motion.
I motion it.
Need a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No opposed.
Who seconded that? Kevin.
All right, I think I got. Is there anything down here that you put on the agenda, Mary Sue, that I need to make a motion and vote on?
She's expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
What'd you say?
All right, I'm going to go down. We don't need a motion for this. I just want to update everybody where we're at with this SAM number. All right, first I'll try to describe what happened to us. We were all excited. We worked real hard. We came down to the end, said you need the SAM number. We put in I call it an application. They call it what they call it? A goofy word. Incident, yeah. An incident. I just call it an application. Anyway, what they told us is the borough, the business name did not match what they have on file, and the address where we are does not match.
Email too.
And we had problems with the email. So I don't see whatever. I'll start with it. We called it Coalport Borough, but up there they had it listed as Borough of Coalport. That one we could have figured out. Then you come down to the address. We out based on our bookkeeping. All right, so then I'm going to go down here. Before we get to all right, we have a tax collection issue. Previous tax collector failed to deposit $11,000, which we found. There was some concern that she took the money. She did not. We found that money. I mean, they were ready to launch an investigation, and I talked them out of that. The other thing that she did, she bounced a check. The shortfall was $9,000. $9,000 shortfall. I can get $9. Now, Jerry, I'm going to have to ask you, do you know how many checks were bounced and who pays these fees? You know, when you bounce a check?
I will give you an amended report.
Just go ahead. Just tell me. I don't know. I can't
that's
read
for
that.
the borough.
Okay, I can't. Can you just...
The system, when you go in it, you register a ticket. If you hit exit before saving that, and I lost one, so I got it back, and that's why that's amended. Now, I have a check written out to the county to cover that check of $13,500. It's in that report. I can't get it right away. But
I thought that was the amount in the bank. I thought the check that she wrote was for $23,000.
She was writing out checks before the money was deposited.
Right, I get all that. But here's my point: how many checks bounced is what I want to know.
Only one.
Just that
$23,000.
Now they sent that through at least twice.
They went through twice.
Okay, so
she paid the $37 each.
Who is she? Who paid the $37?
Noel did.
On each side, because both parties get penalized by if there's two banks.
Well, she paid what was in the bank part of it, and then she issued me a check which I deposited, which you can see my Northwest, in this report you'll see my Northwest deposit. That's all the money that I have received. And she overextended $5,580.15. Northwest this is my report. So I had, prior to me writing some checks, I had $28,000.
That's what's in the account, $28,000?
Right now, before I send, and I don't have any checks yet, so I'm going to have to ask them to issue me some checks temporarily.
Where are the checks that Noel had?
Well, they're not valid because...
Oh, you changed accounts, right?
Since we weren't auditing, the bank recommended that I do a separate account. So my checks haven't come yet, and that's why I wondered if you wanted me to put your monies in.
Well, here's something. Now, if you did things electronically, you can't bounce a check. It won't let you send more than you have.
No.
Now, I do that with my own accounts, but I don't know about. Is there a problem if you were to pay us, would you know, electronically to the county, to the school district, and to us?
And then I give you the report like I have to give the county.
Yeah, I guess the question is, do you have access to withdraw money from the same account that you're putting money into? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I can do an automatic transfer, but I just need you to give me the account number so that I can put it. That's easy to do.
Yeah,
and I would be putting in.
My only problem is there a problem with doing this electronically? If we give you that, if you have the right to wire transfer now on my accounts, it can go both ways.
No, this is an inter office transfer. It's not a wire. It's an inter-office transfer. Instead of me giving you a check for $2,333.
It goes into our account. I get that. I'm fine with that. I just want to know what risks are we opening ourselves up to? Are we at risk? Can you steal from? I'm not accusing you of saying you would. Can you
I don't know how I would.
Out? Could you withdraw money from that account?
There's a trail. And that's what I gave you in the report.
And you're bonded and all that, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah. I like to know what the risks are.
There's
Did you
no
know-
risk from an inter-office
Now,
transfer
what about
because
with
you
the-
get a receipt and I get a receipt.
What about with the school district and the county? Are you going to do that by check, or are they? What's going to happen there?
They want a report every 2 weeks, and they want the money every 2 weeks.
How do they want the money? In what form?
Most likely I'll be giving them a check. And then I have to do the DCED report, and then I do a deposit, so you actually see all the deposits in that report that I gave you.
Yeah, nobody else. We don't need that type of detail. I mean, you give us a report quarterly that we have to look at. Is it quarterly or
Every month I
periodically?
have to do the county.
Okay, is that how you're going to be paid? See, you're paid on
Well, you
it.
tell me what you want, and I will do it. That's it.
Well, we just want the money, but we have to give you.
I knew that.
We have to give you 5% of that as your
Well,
wages.
the
That's what you get
consideration
from
comes
us.
after the fact.
I know, but I'm telling you how you're compensated.
Yeah.
You're compensated by the borough for 5%. You'll be compensated by the school district differently, and by the county even a third way. They're not all the same formula.
Yeah, right. Well,
So I just want you to know how-
you'll be doing 5% of $43,087.36 for Noel. I put in Noel.
Now we need that information. I thought she provided us with that. And you said you did find that. I have to give that to the accountant so he can do payroll. He has to take out taxes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get that to him. And once we get this thing running a little more smoothly, it'll be more routine. Right now we're just setting stuff up.
The only problem I have is I know what you should have gotten, but I have no record of what you got. So there is money still in my account, and it has to come down to a penny or less than a penny.
It has to be right to the cent.
Yeah. So there is extra
All
money
right,
there
so
for
what
some
we're
reason.
going to have to look at the check that we received from Noel.
Yeah, I need to know each one that she gave you.
All right. Okay, we should.
'Cause I don't
we can
have-
get that right. I get you. I get you.
I don't have an audit trail of her
All right.
work.
All right. We will work on that. All right. I'm going to move along here. Mary Sue, you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm in kind of a rush tonight. I have to
you
get
go
out
ahead.
here at 8:00. You wanted to thank some people, and I did too. So I put that on there. So let's do.
I don't know, Walt wanted to thank some people. They've been helping with mowing down at the park. John's helped.
You're kind of
His
one of
dad's
them, aren't
helped.
you? Or you're all right.
And Mike and Don
Did-
Gabrielson. He even brought his brush hog in and took care of some of that mess down at the end of the park. And then the Coalport Community Decorating Committee paid half of the cost of the street cleaner, which everybody seemed to like. But it did a good job.
Okay, so that reminds me of the steamroller he rented. That comes out of liquid fuels. You got that? Okay, we're good there. Do you have anybody that you'd like to see, that we should recognize?
I just want to thank Walt and Mike and everybody else that helped with the setup, cleanup, tear down, everything. Street fair went off pretty smooth because of everybody helping with it, and it was a great day. And
okay,
I think the vendors were pretty successful, and
yeah,
we actually had some pretty decent weather, even though it rained a little bit. Thank you for what you do, John. That was nice down there for the kids. And Main Street seemed to be pretty busy, and everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves.
And there's
Mary
other,
Sue, same goes to you. Thank you.
One other person, Terry Kunkel, is our guardian angel. She looks over us. She really does. Special thanks to Terry. All right. Okay, so the mayor's not here. I'm going to keep this moving. Mayor's report.
Just that she's working on the ordinance letters, and when we get together, I'll help her with that and get that taken care of.
And Kelvin offered to help out.
And we're going to go down to the Mr. Glass's and see what that one last procedure is that she doesn't know about. So.
Okay, that's good. John, did you have anything else you wanted to say? It says report on street fair.
not on the street fair.
Anything, go ahead.
The only other business I have is there's the potential that we could get a monkey bar and one of those big spider dome things for the park. for rate of cost.
We like price.
Yeah, the price is good. So we would have to, one, find a way to haul it, and then figure out how to set it up.
Where's it coming from?
I've got a 14-foot trailer, John,
Okay.
All right.
and in my dump truck, or we got the borough truck too.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know, my trailer's 14 foot. Do you know how long it is?
I don't know that.
I think
and-
it's probably. I think the school has one, so.
Where's it at?
I think it's more
No.
wide than long, isn't it?
No, it's
I don't know the dimensions of either of the two.
Why don't you get some measurements and we'll figure out how to get it up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you need any motions or anything. Just,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
free.
No.
Nobody's going to
We
complain about
went
any
got
of
that roller today
Somebody will.
with the borough truck,
Yeah.
and we used my trailer, which was fine. I don't mind using my trailer, and you know, I have hydraulic brakes on my trailer, so the borough truck is not equipped with the electric
All right.
brakes, which you don't need. I just want you guys to know that you know, with my trailer, we're legal and safe.
Right. That's a big truck, though, with a big lot of
Yeah,
braking
yeah,
power, right? I
yeah,
think
but still, you
did
gotta have
trouble?
brakes on a trailer.
You
That's
should. Well, what do you want to do in the future?
Nothing.
Take it back?
I just want you to know that pulling my trailer, you're legal, we're legal, we don't have to
All right.
worry about it.
All right, and the
You
truck
know,
is big enough that it can handle
Yeah,
its brakes.
yeah,
can
it's
handle it?
a 9,999 pound trailer, which is under 10,000,
Okay.
and that if you go over 10,000, you gotta have combination.
Okay.
So we don't need combination, and we're good there.
Okay. And it says finance report here. As you all know, we are currently not doing a finance report. We hope this doesn't continue too much longer. It's difficult to run a business when you don't know exactly what the numbers are. And our bank account now, with what we paid back. Did I mention the liquid fuels? No, I missed that. All right, that's going to dovetail. I got to talk about liquid fuels here. I don't know how I missed that. This is why our bank account is going down. We paid $24,276.96 to liquid fuels. And that was primarily, not totally, because when we paved in 2018, we could not find that receipt to provide it to the auditors. Now, liquid fuels audits the books every 2 years, not every year. So if this happens to us again, we are paving now, and we're going to spend far more than we did in 2018. Let me tell you, if these receipts get lost, this borough is bankrupt. So somebody better keep an eye on what goes in. And you have. I'm not pointing to you. You're in no way responsible for what happened here.
Was there?
Yeah, I'm just saying that this should not happen. Now, again, when I came on, that audit was already supposed to be closed out. They gave me a little bit of time. I sent some stuff in that the county provided to me. I didn't have time to go back there and search for stuff. So they gave, on the second day here, they're giving me stuff, say, get this to your auditor. And that saved us $9,000, but still, we had to pay back. 21 of it was from the resurfacing, some was from coal, and the other thing they did is, I don't know why they made the coal mistake, same mistake twice in a row. A lamp was run over, and we collected insurance from the light post down there. They took the insurance, they put it into general revenue, and they paid the bill out of liquid fuels. So we have to pay all of that back. That will deplete the bank account pretty bad. But again, we're not paying anybody except for Walt. Everybody here is volunteering their time. So I think we can make it through the year. It's the hope here. If nothing else hits us out of the blue. Anyway, I also want to mention the amount of money that we have in liquid fuels. We currently, counting the $24,000 that we paid back, we have almost a little over somewhere around $119,000 in liquid fuels. There's another $9,000 that you can add to that we get from the county in County A. So that takes us up to about $128,000. We're going to use 50 of that for the paving that we just did the bidding on tonight. So we would like to do some additional paving and get that rolling tonight, if we can. What's that leave us with? 128 minus, would you just say 50?
78,000.
78,000. So that's not too bad. Now, some of that money, we already promised 7 of that to Mike, so just say 170,000, or 100, what did you say, Sean? Not 170.
You have like 71,000 left.
71,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then we need to buy some stuff. We'll need road salt, and we have to have money aside to pay for plowing in the wintertime. We're going to outsource that. So beyond that, we can spend much of this money. So I'd like to do a project in, what's that leave? Does 40,000 sound about right to you guys? Just we should do this on a pen and paper. I'm losing track of the numbers here.
Yeah, I would do. What are you doing it tonight for?
Because I want Mike to call Sean Augusti tomorrow, so we can, if they can at least identify several roads, even if we don't do all those roads. Now, I know you guys picked out something already. Water Street is the one you're looking at. You already measured that, in fact, right?
Yeah.
And that is, what, 600 and some feet?
640 feet by 14 foot wide.
Say it's just one block. We drove down.
Yes.
And that's the real worst part. The other part can be cold patched. Because there's only like potholes like here and there.
Like
It's
I
not-
measured from Minute Mark clear over to Prince Street.
Well, no,
That's
it's
just the
only
one.
600 feet, so just knock that out, right?
Yeah.
And that, if that does not need mill, we're learning about this stuff as we go. That milling cost us about $10,000, maybe less. I'd have to look at the particulars. But if we don't have to mill, we can pave more. We have more left for actual paving. So, Mike, will you call and talk to Sean? Meet us again. Sean and I will show up whenever you can do it. Will work, and we'll look at. You guys have anything else you want to look at in addition to Water Street?
Yeah, I was saying just from Hickory and Lumber, was that Lumber Alley? Then Walnut. Like from Walnut up to Lumber Alley and across.
Is that by your house right to the top that it shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I have on here too.
He has that one, so.
I didn't know what the alley was.
Yes, Lumber Alley. I think
And you're
that's
talking from there up, not
Then-
from Lumber Alley.
Well, Lumber Alley needs it. You come down from top of Forest down to Lumber Alley, down Hickory to Lumber Alley, out through Lumber Alley, then stop sign, then down
Walnut to
down the Walnut.
Well, that's the other one you were saying that's bad, Walnut.
Yeah.
that whole thing's terrible.
And that Lumber Alley's.
You want to fix Lumber Alley up? Is that what you're saying, or?
Well, just it needs it. It needs something.
Oh yeah, it definitely needs work. That's something I've looked at too. But
But I'm talking Hickory Street coming down in front of Joe's, beside Joe's there. Hickory Street, top of the hill from Forest, right down to Lumber Alley on Hickory. That's right there beside Joe's house. That's all ripped up. Yeah, ripped up.
I'll go look at it with you. Lumber Alley's in bad shape. It's 6-8 inches.
Drive on like this.
Yeah, it's 6-8 inches, and I can work on that if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
It definitely should be built up first.
Right.
And if you try to build it up with millings, you're going to waste a lot of millings. You need to go in there with rock and put rock down first.
All right, so you're saying do not resurface that one now?
The alley is dirt. It's dirt.
a dirt alley.
Okay.
Lumber's a dirt alley.
It's paved out.
Is that what
paved.
Lumber Alley?
Yeah.
Right up above Peggy's.
No, I'm talking out from up.
Just around Joe's corner. It's just the bottom.
All right, yeah. You're talking
That one
across
end.
the street from where I'm talking.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just talking about that.
Yeah, you're talking the next alley over.
Two alleys over.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Paul, and I hate, but all this money, and you're talking about paving all these streets, but you know about your bridge down here at the end of town.
Yes, we're well aware of that, Calvin. And here's the thing: why we're intentionally not doing that. And the reason is there are grants available for bridges, so we're hoping we can get some grant money as opposed to using our money.
And it is
Yeah,
safe.
because it's safe.
We had Sean look at it. Did you ever get under there? We did a superficial inspection. You and Walt were actually going to get under
the
there.
surface.
I mean, I'm not saying the skill's bad or nothing, but the
Yes.
surface right now.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we've cold patched it and watched the cold patch fall down through,
Yeah.
so you have nothing to build on.
You can't even walk. You can't
Well,
even
then
walk
maybe,
on that.
I know, we looked at it,
Ankle.
we had someone look at it superficially. The water was too high, he couldn't get in there. You guys were going to actually physically get in there.
Yeah, we should be able to do that now.
Yeah, so
And go look at it, but I'm like you. It's going to have some major work done to it, more than what Walt and I was going to be able to
Well,
do.
right. They were talking about doing some stuff along the side, building it up because the water's undercutting the blacktop. So if you just resurface it and don't fix the problem that's causing the damage, you get nowhere. So what we're hoping is that's an expensive one. We're hoping to get a grant. No guarantees. And then the other thing, we're hoping that there's some infrastructure money that will flow our way. If not, next year we're going to have more money. We will not use all of this up, so we'll get another $30,000 next year. We won't, whatever we do this year, we won't go over $100,000. Otherwise, you have to pay prevailing wage. So we'll automatically stay below $100,000. So they'll be able to do the same stuff next year, and that bridge, one way or another, will be the target next year.
But
So,
we
so we're aware
do
of
the
it.
bridge that we're going to just do the whole damn road.
Yes, we're going to do that whole block.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
Because
you're
it's
probably,
only better to do it all in one clip, if, well, in my opinion, other than just doing the bridge and then going over it again. So if we could just do road to road.
hopefully you'll get a grant, because that's well.
That's what we're hoping, that there's some grant money. If not, we're going to have to deal with it with our money as best we can. And there should be money left next year. So again, we're going to stop shy of $100,000. So that'll leave us, what you said, $28,000 in there, and get another 30. So you have $58,000. Am I doing the math right here?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of keep me in check here.
Maybe another.
Are you going to have money for that? He put filings on the
We already
Are you going to oil and chip that?
Yes, we already put $7,000 aside. We already voted on that, so we're going to have to go through and do the numbers. It's hard for me to do them when I'm talking here, but I kind of went through them superficially before. And I don't want to run out of money, so we will be careful. We can get estimates on stuff, which doesn't mean we have to do it. So I want him to just give me what's this stuff going to cost us. Then we can look at the numbers very, very carefully and decide how much can we afford to do. So I just want to get the process moving. I want to get Sean up here, do the measurements, then we can go through the numbers very carefully, because I'm not going to get us in a mess. I'll be very careful to make sure that we have money to plow the streets and do what we need to do.
Mike, do you think there's some work that we could do as a group on the alleys without having to hire an HRI?
Well, we've already done several alleys.
I'm talking. If we could pave it or.
Mike and them can. I mean, the dirt roads, they can put rock and stuff down, but when it comes to paving or fixing these holes, you can only cold patch so often. I mean, me and Walt cold patched till we were blue in the face. Because what happens is winter comes, it lifts the cold patch up. You can't just, these roads, you can't just put something over the top and say, okay, it's good for 2 years. You're wasting your money.
You could possibly put some millings down on top of them and then oil them in, but I don't know how well that'll hold up. We're gonna try it down here and we'll see what it does. You know what I mean? In the future, maybe you might want to go that route. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out, right?
You might oil and chip them and get away a little cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
When you got garbage trucks going up and down, it's kind of hard on them.
Right.
But we're gonna know here in a year or two how the roads that we just did. We'll know a little better. I mean, when we was on the township. And I did work.
They seem to be working real well.
Yeah, so it's just an alternative that would be cheaper than paving.
Sure.
It ain't going to be as smooth. It's not going to be as smooth as paving, but it's an alley.
Better than what they are now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that's something we can consider down the road.
Right.
Well, you're already thinking of that on this where you're working now.
Yeah. We're going to see how this goes. I think it will go well.
All right.
I mean, different people I've talked to. And from past experience, I think we're on the right track with these alleys. Rather than pave them, we can do it for half the money.
Or even less, far less than half.
I was saying even them alleys. If we could even rent a small paver,
Well, you can't use liquid fuels unless you follow
unless you don't want to tie a lot of money with equipment. It's just like that roller we rented. Yeah, for all more we're going to use it. You know what I mean? it was cheaper to rent it than try to buy something that you're only going to use a couple times a year for maybe 6 hours. You know, you're going to have $125 in this for
Right,
a
but I'm
week.
saying liquid fuels will pay for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But if you pave your own streets, you have to meet their specifications, or they're not going to pay.
Yeah.
That's why
Right.
we have Sean comes out
So,
and he
so
says,
we
"You will
can,
do this,
we can
this,
use
this."
oil, and we can oil them
Yes,
and
we
use
can-
liquid fuel.
Yes, yes.
I don't think we ought to be oil on the streets,
No.
at the alleys. You know, that's something I think we can get away with and save some money.
Yeah, 'cause they're
And,
not running
you
a
know,
lot.
I think they'll hold up, I really do.
Right now, we seem to be getting a pretty good bang for our buck based on these estimates that we opened
Yeah.
today.
I think you ought to save the paving for your main streets.
But I think that's what we're aiming at, right?
Yeah.
The ones that these guys are
Yeah.
mentioning are the heavily trafficked streets, right?
Mm-hmm.
The millings, do you pay anything to PennDot for
No,
that?
PennDot has been
Yes.
gracious enough to,
Wow.
and I'm trying to get more. I hope they can come through with it. You know,
Does a nice job.
yeah, I mean, today we had the roller down there, and I don't know if you got to see it or not. Did you get down and look at it? We rolled in behind the Assembly of God, and behind the Napa, and down behind Mr. Roop's building. So if you get a chance to get down and look at it, I had a couple hours in that, which isn't bad. You know, other than renting that machine, we probably had a couple gallon of fuel and running it. You know, so we're getting away real cheap, and I think we're going to have a decent road. They're not real rough. Don't get me wrong; they're not like pavement, but for what we got in it, I think it's you know, it's the way to go.
What's
We don't
best
have
we
the
can
money
do.
to spend.
Right, right.
So you know, we're gonna get away real cheap. I think right now we'll be less than $4,000 on them three.
Well, that's
Three
good
blocks.
news too, but because
Yeah.
they were thinking 7, so if you can get us out
Yeah.
of there.
Well,
What
and
about
I'm
the-
hoping to get more millings, and then
What
we'll
about
do
the
more
cross
oil.
drain? Where does that go? Any more word on the cross drain down here on Spruce Street?
I'll find out tomorrow when the
Okay.
boxes are going to be ready. I've been in contact with
Okay.
Kirk, and he knows that I'm shooting for maybe next week or the week after.
I think we have plenty of time because even
Yeah.
the people that want
Yeah.
to bid, they're not going to start paving
Yeah,
tomorrow.
well, I have a load of stone ordered for that cross drain, and I'm hoping it comes next week.
Walt
And
says
the
there's another.
boxes, I'm hoping they're done.
Walt says there's a similar problem developing on Pine Street. Maybe I'm not sure what street it is. Over by Peggy's, behind. Did you say there's another problem like that in the blacktop? Another
I didn't
hole?
see it. I'll have to talk to Walt on it. We didn't
see that.
discuss that
What
today.
street is that? Is
It's
that
Pine Street's like that.
Pine and
Railroad.
Railroad, yep.
You know what we're
There's
talking
a hole
about?
about this big, right on the intersection.
Same thing that's happening down here.
Yeah, well, your cross drains are shot.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I mean, it's all tin pipe and it's all 8 out.
All right, it is what it is. Good.
Well, Jerry brought up, because we had worked on up at Waltz in the water. And the problem with that is it's a state. It's not the boroughs. Both streets where they meet, it's the main street of 53 and it's whatever, Henry's Road, not Henry,
Yeah, Heverly Road.
Heverly
there,
Road.
Right. That's right. I
Road,
guess
yeah.
That's all state. And when we went to them, they actually filled in one of the manholes, drains, because it wasn't working. Instead of fixing it, they filled it in. The only way that the borough, me and Walden talked about it, and I don't know if he had said anything to Mike yet before I left, was actually to dig our own culvert from the culvert that they filled in to the one closest to 53 again, hoping then it would go into that one and across the road. But I noticed too, if you go down there and look where the White House is, it's all trashed. That pipe is an open pipe. As soon as it comes across the road, it opens up, and that's where it's going to go. I mean, it can be fixed. And that section of it is borough because it's at Waltz. But I know the two drains that you're talking about is totally state.
And it's
we're not allowed
dangerous
to-
in the wintertime.
Yes, it is. And they call, you know what they do? They come in and they put more salt down on it. Okay?
It just melts.
I'm going to move on. Is that it
Freezes
on
again.
that, Calvin?
Yeah. Sorry, Paul.
That's no problem. Mary Sue, did you had some stuff here at the bottom on your agenda? What do you want me to do there? I'll
Just give that to him and, you mean the papers?
No, I don't know. We need resolution.
Oh, that,
Is that what you're talking about, or?
I'll
what
talk
is-
to you about that later.
Oh, this is not part of the agenda. I got it. All right, is there anything on here that I have missed that needs to be covered?
No, but we need a motion to pay the bills.
Oh, that motion to pay the bills. Somebody give me a motion. I don't want to motion.
I motion, second motion,
Second.
to pay the bills. Keep
All
the
in
borough
favor?
running.
All in favor of paying the bills?
Aye.
I'm opposed. Kidding. Pay the bills.
You just want it all to pave the streets.
Yeah, that's what I want. Pave everything. Pave blacktop it all.
Give Mr. Spade those papers, I have them done.
The right to know stuff. Jerry, there you go.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what's on there. I didn't get a chance to
Do
read
you,
them.
do you have the 4 resolutions finished?
Which ones?
The ones for appointing us, all the stuff we did. I remember signing. I couldn't sign the first 2, but he did.
Kevin came in and took them.
Yes.
It's the ones I needed are the ones for the tax collector.
Oh,
I had requested in the 20.
I don't think
First
I
meeting.
I thought you would go. I did not sign that stuff. Remember,
I'll check.
Peg was here.
The mayor was going to get it all finalized and then call me, but she was
Hospitalized,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't remember, to be honest with you, if I signed that stuff or not. I know I provided a resolution for that.
the county
I
wants
thought I
one, the
signed
school wants one, and
I thought for sure I signed it.
She did have those.
Yeah, I
Did
thought,
we?
Yeah, you signed
yeah,
them.
I thought for sure that
But did she give them to him? That
Yeah,
She
no,
didn't
no,
get
she
them.
didn't get them. He didn't get them.
no,
She was to make copies for you, wasn't she?
no, I need originals. I
She
need.
did have
There
them
can only
now.
be one original.
Yeah,
You can't
no.
have 4 originals.
Well, I had 4 copies printed for you, so that all you had to do was sign 4
Well,
copies.
that,
I
you can
remember-
only have one original.
No-
You
nobody-
can't do
no.
stuff like that.
Nobody
And
wants.
I'm not using your resolutions. No, I'm going to use our resolution. And I signed one, and they'll have to accept copies because you can only have one original.
And we keep that one.
Yes, that stays here. It worked for everybody else. It'll work for you.
All right.
I
And
remember her signing them, but I just
yeah,
didn't
I'm
care.
pretty. I can't remember what I do sign.
Yeah, you signed all that.
I thought that I did. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything on here? Anything that anyone needs to bring up? Anything, Mary Sue? Do I get it all?
No, but Peg does have them. I remember, but she didn't have them at home.
Okay.
So I'll ask her on when she'll be back.
I know.
Right, then we paid the bills, right? We got that motion. So we need a motion to adjourn unless you guys want to keep going. There you love these meetings.
You're doing well.
Thanks.
I motion to
stop.
adjourn.
That's not, keep rolling, man. Got a motion. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
People are so soft spoken. Kevin seconded who firsted it.
So you're going to take care of the unresolved things that I need to know, like
Yeah, I appreciate that.
what
too.
the borough actually received from Noel.
Yes, we're going to have to
I have
go
that written
through.
down.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll go through that.
And then I'm going to try to get checks tomorrow. If you want a check, I can give you a check for.
No, we're okay. We're all right. Just go at your pace, whatever that is. We'll be fine.
I mean, I can put it. I have the reports I gave to you,
Yeah.
so that's what I would be transferring into your account.
Okay.
I just need the account number because they're not going to give me that
Right,
number.
just all he would need is a check.
What did she
If we give him a
do?
blank check.
She promised.
No, I just need the account number that you want me to put it into.
Right, that's on the check.
And when
Oh,
Get
I
that.
see what you mean. Yeah, give me
Yeah,
a
so
voided
we get
check.
it. Yeah.
spend it and
Yeah, voided check.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you
so
can
we
copy
came up
that.
with 4 grand.
If
She came up
You
with
can email it to me or
and her
whatever,
parents came up with
and as soon as I get that, I'll go down and put it in.
if you want to give him a voided check, there's more voided checks around here than
He needs
shake
another
stick at.
10,000.
There's a whole box of voided checks.
I'm supposed to pay on like monthly payments.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, there's tons of voided checks here.
They have their own file.
My checks,
She has a boyfriend.
my checks won't get here until at least 2 more weeks.
All right, well, you can do it. We're not at that level of desperation. And
But when you
how much did you say you're going to give us? How much is coming?
$2,337.68. I think.
have 5
So
grand,
here's the problem. The bulk of our money has already come in.
Yes.
Now all the bills will be coming in, so we'll deplete that.
Yeah, you
And we
should.
have 5 months to go.
You should have had $43,087.36 according to the records that she computed into the RAC program.
Okay, that actually sounds about right to me because I looked through and I saw checks.
But I don't know why I have so much money left. That don't make sense to me.
No, but there's a lot of things that don't make sense here.
Well, I mean, it should come down to pennies.
To the penny, it should come down.
But there's like $2,000 left after I pay all my bills.
Well, does that have to do with Noel hasn't been paid?
No,
No,
that doesn't come out.
just revenue collected, yes, more than makes sense.
I don't even want to see her face.
I don't know what to say about any of this stuff. I don't.
Well, as soon as I get your computations of what she gave to you,
Okay,
probably I owe you.
all right. And I don't know, you probably owe the county. Has that all been resolved? Did they get
Well, I'm
everything?
resolving that in mail tomorrow.
Okay,
I owe them $35.
okay.
When you go out of the program, if you hit exit and didn't save it,
Right,
it posts and you can see it. But if you hit exit before you hit save,
it's gone. Yeah, you gotta re-enter it. Huh?
yeah, that's why I had to redo that for you. So because I was $39 off.
You'll figure it out. We all will. Run along.